section we're going to go into is skills. Okay, skills. Now these skills you may have picked up at school, or you may have picked up at home, or you just picked up these skills on your own. You set yourself to learn something and you did it, and now you're skillful at it. So skills. So let's go through some examples. So here's a list of skills. Before we go over this list, there is a difference between skills and character traits. So skills are these kind of like what you see here: publishing, public relations, business management. Those are skills. Now character traits are like honest, committed, leadership. So those are more of a personal character trait. Okay, we'll get to that right now. We'll get to that list. So this first list, I mean, obviously you guys haven't been in the workforce or labor force for a long time. Maybe you haven't even had a job yet, but some of these may apply. So like I'm seeing like film and video, writing, visual arts, lab skills. Maybe you have had lab skills or laboratory skills for your school, graphic design. So you should have probably taken a class on design or arts, or any sort of like computer classes or multimedia. That will also count as skills. Okay, photography, anything like that, like for your book that I mentioned earlier. Those are all skills. I see here counseling, like that goes back to mentoring. So you may have already have some of these skills, and as I said earlier, you're always going to be building your resume or your CV, because you're going to go through new experiences throughout your life, and you're going to be constantly learning new skills and new ways to do things. Okay, so now that you know what skills are and what it means when you're listing down a skill, let's move on to personal character traits, which could be tied to your skills, but it is a little bit different. So this is a list of some personal character traits, and as you can see, this is a little bit different from the list of skills, although it could be tied together. So this list, unselfish, considerate, determined, organized, considerate, upbeat, thoughtful, cooperative. These types are known as character traits, okay, that you probably have, because our Boys and Girls Club members are awesome. So for example, why it could be tied to your skills. Let's say you're working in a group, and the skill that you're working on, let's say you're building a computer, right? But you also have the great trait of being flexible, supportive, open-minded. That means you're good at working in groups, okay? Because you're open-minded and you're not selfish, and you're open to other people's ideas. So that skill and those traits go hand in hand, okay? And that's something really good to have. So write all these down, all these traits that you have, apart from skills, now that you know the difference of what they are, okay? All right, so the next step is we're going to write all this down, or I mean, you've been writing. If you have access to a laptop, type it now. Type it so it looks nice and organized. I'm gonna do that myself, and I'm gonna show you mine so you can see an example. All right, so let's check it out. Okay, so after writing everything down, I went ahead and typed everything. This is a list that I made when through all the topics that we went through. Now note, I am a lot older and I have gone through a lot, so it's going to look different than yours because you guys are in either junior high or high school, but you should still have a pretty good list. So
Mine, I started with academic success. I have my AA degree and my bachelor's degree. Some of the research and presentations I did. The effects of power plants in coastal cities, the academic experience of Mexican indigenous youth in Ventura County, so on and so forth. Here's some of the musical performances I did at the school, at CSUCI. Some awards and accomplishments, some scholarships, a publication in the school book, and some community service that I did or that I have done, skills, and personal character traits. Now, I did this list kind of quickly just for this video, but you guys take your time on this, okay? This is really important. This is not exactly a resume, but this is a great starting point to a resume or a CV, okay? And so this is a great document for you to have that you can always refer to. So always save it and add to it. Keep adding and adding, because like I said, as you're going through life, you're experiencing and you're learning. You're taking different classes, you're doing different projects, different presentations, you're working different jobs, okay?
All right, so now that I have mine and I show you mine and you have yours, you have a strong foundation for the time to when it comes to building your resume or your CV. You will have something to look at. So if you were able to type this, save it, okay? Because this lists down all your accomplishments, lists down all the great things that you've done for your community, everything you've been a part of, okay? So this is a strong foundation to start when it comes to starting to look for a job, or even apply for a scholarship too. If you're when you go to college, I urge you to apply for scholarships, and in the scholarships will ask you similar things to when you're looking for a job. They're going to ask you about your community service, they're going to ask you about accomplishments, they're going to ask you to write a paper, okay? So save this, a very important document. Later you can use this document to build your resume. All right, so I hope this was successful for you and a good activity. This was meant for you to be productive, and so save it and have a good day, guys. See ya.